This Jack Gohlke interview and Final Four Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 states. Head to cut.com, that's KUTT.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play their fantasy pick'em for a chance to win 100x in NBA, MLB, NHL, college basketball, and more. Sign up today using promo code SGPN to get a 100% deposit match. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today.
Hey, this is Jack Gohlke. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
To the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Hello, Sean. I'm sitting here with Colby.
Yes, joining us from the college basketball experience, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
ECU 12, NC State 4. We destroyed the pussy pack when it came to college baseball tonight in Raleigh at their place. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, Wolfpack fans.
Well, I mean, it's been a wild ride.
Thanks for the money line
from for the Wolfpack, where we were fading them, making fun of them, and now they become our new gals. At least for me, cash them on the money line. Thank you.
Do you not remember me bringing up the idea that? Wouldn't it be funny if DJ Burns became this America's darling, the big fat guy?
Did you go to Ruby Tuesdays? To
Applebee's.
Applebee's.
Bottomless apps. They did a meet and greet. Applebee's in North Carolina was popping off. Well, yeah, because I was and shout out to Stone Labanowitz, friend of the program, college football legend himself. We were going back and forth talking about this Applebee's promo where the Wolfpack were hanging out, and I go, "Oh, they got to go to Applebee's. Love the bottomless chips and salsa." And then after I said that, I go, "Oh, you know what? I confused them with Chili's. Applebee's is unlimited apps.
I got them confused with Ruby Tuesdays.
Yeah,
is that still a thing? Is Ruby Tuesdays still a thing?
I think Ruby Tuesdays is on the way out. And I haven't seen an Applebee's in a long time. Chili's are out here in LA. I feel like Applebee's aren't.
True. I went to a Chili's in Laramie. That was where everything was going on.
I think isn't that one of the things
you need to know a guy to get reservations at the Laramie Chili's.
I feel like it's I remember the moment in my life where Applebee's became gross. Yeah. I feel like it's like a second puberty. You become an adult. And all of a sudden you realize like I'm too fucking old to eat this shit.
You're really snobby. I'm looking right now at their menu. Look, they have a boneless wings, 50 cents.
It's a personal choice. Sorry if I'm too old to eat that shitty.
This podcast is brought to you by Applebee's. Eating good in the neighborhood.
That's disgusting. I'm gonna take that out.
Are you kidding me? Look at this. They have some nice stuff there.
Well, we got a great show. We have Jack Gohlke, a legend, Oakland Golden Grizzlies legend himself. They took down Kentucky. Great interview with Jack. Then we got a Final Four picks. Before we get to that, though, we've been hyping it up and proud to announce our first ever applicant that qualified for Degen University and
first accepted.
First graduate, I would say, because we look at this, Ryan.
Play my Benedict music.
I got a degree here made up.
And if you didn't hear the sound of that paper,
this is not flimsy paper. This is legit card.
We're not the U.S. government. We're not going to send you something that's just going to rip and tarnish in the sun.
I will be mailing you a diploma. You'll also be wearing you'll also be getting a Degen University. We don't get a cap and mortar. You get a nice Degen University ball cap, and with that, the responsibility to bring in 2 other Degen University applicants, get them in, grow the alumni base. Now we had a lot of applicants. And we're going to continue to work our way through them as the year and years go on. So if you did not get in and graduate, it's a one step process. If you didn't get in and graduate, don't worry about it. Plenty of chances. And if you did submit an application, feel free to keep sending additional materials, or if you haven't applied yet, degen.university.
And real quick on that note, I just so people understand how serious this is. I have, as Sean knows, I don't communicate with a lot of people. So very of the people I communicate with, very few of them are people that I originally met early in my life. One of those people reached out to me to show, and Colby can verify this, to show me that there's a picture of my draft day poster is on the wall in a nice frame. It's an autographed one. And it comes with text. Does this give me an official in, quote unquote, to Degen University? So I respond with the eyeball emoji, obviously, and then and more text comes through. Or do I need to apply? And I respond, including this picture in your application would be helpful.
And our first ever graduate, Ryan, of this spring 2024 class is actually in the chat. So he noticed when I flashed the degree.
Hell yeah. How's he feeling?
To whom it may concern, my name is Matthew Thomas Austin. I'm a 41-year-old degenerate. I've been a degenerate since 1999 when I was first introduced to gambling at a local nail salon ran by Chinese people. The setting was Greensboro, North Carolina. Some of my older friends had told me about this place, so I decided to go with them and place my first wager. I bet Wisconsin -3.5 versus Illinois in football. I lost that wager, but I knew at that time I was going to be one of the best degenerates ever. I placed wagers on Little League World Series, dart, snooker ball, and many other sporting events. Nothing is off limits to this degenerate. Over the years, my friends know me as the guy who can tell you anything about the sporting events going on that day. Some of my friends are not big sports fans, but being the great degenerate that I am, I've been able to influence them with small friendly wagers over time without them even knowing. They've slowly started knowing about the sports gambling events themselves and initiating the conversation pertaining to odds on that game. Also, welcoming me to turn on the game. This includes women and the elderly. I know for a fact if I ever went to prison, I would become the bookmaker. Let's hope that option doesn't present itself. I travel the country for work, which gives me the opportunity to spread the good degenerate word throughout America. All walks of life will know about our humble beginnings and the path we are paving for all future degenerates. The path for future degenerates is important so they not be shamed or ridiculed like I was in the early days. It is up to us old-timer degenerates to educate the newcomers so that they may not make the same mistakes we did. My reach is wide and far, and the degenerate gospel reigns supreme. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you, Matthew Austin. Congratulations on being the first ever graduate of Degen University.
Very nice.
Also, another long story included about blacking out, coming back from his 30th birthday party from Vegas and getting on a different flight from his now ex-girlfriend. But we'll save that for another time. Shout out to you, Matthew.
You can't win them all, Sean.
There was actually rumblings that Green has had some issues in his picks after the Bobby Knight incident.
There was, there was a lot of chatter that I had been cursed. We had an epic. I speak for myself. I was
see it on the screen right now.
The head is just Bobby Knight's head is just laying on the floor. We did have. I'll speak for myself. I was pretty cold, Sweet 16, but. Elite Eight, what a heater!
Little heat.
So I don't know. Maybe maybe the tide has turned on old Bobby Knight and his head. I tried to place ultimately, I wanted to put the head on the chair he was throwing.
What did you do?
But I couldn't really get it to stay. There also is a cat in the background that CJ has as one of his props that he rescues.
Sister Jean.
Sister Jean continues to outlive everyone.
That's a good angle.
It's an amazing Sister Jean. There's a little cat you can rescue out of the ladder. Nice Degen University hat. Man. All right, let's get to it. Of course, shout out to Cut. Head over to cut.com and the ultimate put your money where your mouth is platform. Use the promo code SGPN, get 10% deposit bonus. And you can cut back to me. I am, it's not only obviously their sponsor, but it's a way of life over on Cut. I am putting my money where my mouth is. I put 2 decent sized wagers on both of my final 4 picks over on cut.com. You can find me username Sean T Green. And if you are able to take me down, $100 SGPN gift card for anyone who fades my picks and hits. Or
am I eligible?
And Kramer also is eligible if we're on the other side. Or if you beat Kramer, your nickname on Cut is Kramer Centric as well. Kramer,
you know it.
So Sean T Green, Kramer Centric. If you can take our money over on Cut, my hard-earned money that I earned from talking about sports gambling and drinking whiskey, that is available over on Cut. If you can win it from me, I'm gonna add a little spice, give you $100 SGPN gift card. Feels like a good deal, Ryan. Over at cut.com, promo code SGPN.
I will not go against you directly.
All right.
I'll make sure that we give someone else an opportunity for the gift card.
And of course, game time. Maybe you want to try and get last second tickets to the Final Four. Maybe you want to hit up MLB opening weekend. Shout out to Bryce Harper, 3 homers, including a grand slam. Let's go, Phils. The Fightins are back. We got Frozen 4. We got women's college basketball that everyone is now hooked on. I know Colby, they're doing a special Final Four episode on the college basketball experience.
One on my plays.
1-1. GameTime.co, promo code SGPN, get you the game time guarantee. If you can find better tickets, same section, same row for less, you won't be able to. They'll refund you 110%. They give you that offer because they know you can't beat it. GameTime.co or download the Game Time app. Use the promo code SGPN to get $20 off. And now time for Mr. Jack Gohlke. Joining us on the line, the Oakland Golden Grizzlies guard himself, Jack Gohlke. Jack, thanks for calling in the show. First off, congrats on beating Kentucky, and more importantly, congrats on saving my March Madness, because you guys on the money line really saved my March Madness. What does it feel like beating a team like Kentucky?
Well, glad I could help you out.
Thank
Great,
you.
good to be on the show. Man, it was really cool. Obviously, I mean, that's just the kind of moment you dream of as a young kid, hooping, playing basketball. Like you're trying to get like on the biggest stage against the best competition, and we were lucky to have that exact scenario play out for us. And man, just wanted to take advantage of the situation. And once the game was over, it was kind of just craziness from all angles. It still kind of is, and I'm just trying to soak it up as much as I can, to be honest.
Yeah, no,
we've all been there before. I mean, in the rec league, you gave everyone hope. It's like everyone had that night where they started shooting and they just got hot.
Looked like an ocean there. Now you're the man about town. I'm seeing on PMT, Rich Eisen, all these big shows. Who was like the most surprising show, host, celebrity? Who reached out that was like, oh man, they hit me up? I imagine you got a lot of people reaching out. Who is like a big surprise or someone that you were already a fan of?
Yeah. So, I mean, it was kind of right after the game. Like we got out of the NCAA presser afterwards, and like nothing had really hit me yet. Like I was kind of just like, oh, like we won a big basketball game, but I didn't realize kind of the gravity of the situation. And we get called into the side room, and it's like, all right, you guys are going to be on Scott Van Pelt. And that was the coolest one for me, to be honest, because I watched that show as a kid. I mean, Bad Beats and all the stuff he does on that show is a lot of fun to watch. And to have him like excited to talk to me and coach was really cool.
And then I imagine Colby DMing you close second there.
I was going to say that was third. That wasn't second. That was third.
Hey,
that's a good, honest answer.
Yeah, I appreciate
Colby
that.
will take a third.
I'll take that all day, right? Triple's better than a single, guys. But the Kentucky fans were saying, I mean, this is why. Like I know that now that the tournament's over, unfortunately for you guys, which you guys did play NC State the best out of anyone in this magical run. And I like to think if a ball gets called a different way, you guys might be here right now. But Kentucky fans were saying, "Hey, this guy's gonna." They're making jokes saying this guy's gonna be selling insurance in a year. Come on, that's gotta feel great to beat those guys and say subliminally, fuck you. Take this. I don't know. Like, what was that like? And are you gonna follow the insurance path?
No, it was really cool for sure. There was a clip taken a little bit out of context before the game, and they were everyone was kind of coming at me on Twitter. I love looking at Twitter and seeing what everybody's saying. So I was all over it before the game. And I was just seeing everybody like, oh, this Gohlke guy thinks he's all that, like thinks he's a better shooter than our guys and stuff like that. So yeah, I was just excited, to stick it to Big Blue Nation. Obviously they got tremendous fan base, and to go against a team like that is always fun. But I mean, I don't know if I'm going to follow the insurance path. I got my accounting degree. I'm getting my MBA right now. I would be lying to you if I said the classes are looking good right now, though. I'm a little behind.
Well, now,
teachers got to give you a little leeway. I mean, you're just putting the school on the map.
Come on. It depends who the teacher had in their bracket, right? Like if they had Kentucky going pretty far, maybe a little stricter. Now, any chance we can get a waiver, we can find some sort of way to get you in college for a 7th year. I know, usually it's doctors or Van Wilder.
If he was at Kentucky, this would already happened.
That's true.
They would have already figured out a way to get you one more year playing for the Oakland Golden Grizzlies.
So is that the plan? Are you gonna go the pro route?
I just signed an agent recently, and I'm gonna start training and prepping for the summer. Get some NBA workouts and things like that, and so see if I can make a summer league roster and just keep climbing the ladder. I don't expect obviously to be a draft pick or anything like that, but just gonna keep working hard and seeing where I can get to.
Jack, if it's any consolation, I'm going to put you in my mock draft just to get the buzz going. Get the heat going.
I love that.
I was an advocate for Buddy Boeheim being in the league, and everyone goes, "Oh, you're crazy. You just like him because he hits a bunch of threes." And now, meanwhile, Buddy's he was on the G League Pistons. He's in the league right now.
I don't know if you want to do this, but I'm saying I think you could play in the NBA. There's a lot. You remind me of Paxson and Kerr, other guys we've seen, and.
Colby is available to be.
I can be your agent. I can be your agent here.
He's not qualified to be an agent, but he will be your Flava Flav.
What about we saw what's the big man for Loyola? Cam Krutwig cash in overseas, right?
Oh yeah.
If they came for an offer, would you go? To what? I think he went to
Turkey.
No. He went to
Greece, maybe
Belgium.
Yeah, I think he went to Belgium. Yeah.
There's tons of opportunities in Europe in general. Though. Is that something you'd look into?
Yeah, for sure. Ever since I kind of got to college was when I kind of became more like realistic with my path and things like that. Obviously, when you're a kid, everyone's trying to go to the NBA, be a lottery pick. But the more I kind of realize what's going on in the basketball world and all that good stuff, I think Europe will be a great career for me. I think I could have a long career, and also just the experiences you get over there. You get to go to some amazing cities, amazing places. Watch some amazing soccer games too. Just experience all that type of atmosphere. I would love to do that.
The dad in me is like, yeah, dude, listen, you got to go overseas. You got no responsibility. Take advantage of the good jobs over there. Yeah. A lot of those programs pay your taxes as well.
And you never know. Rick Pitino might be coaching you over there.
Well, yeah, maybe you're in Italy. You could play. You can hang out with John Gruden and the Seaman.
Yes, the Milano Seaman. No, Italy is fun even when you're older. Italy in your 20s playing professional basketball. Man.
One of my buddies plays there right now, and I've heard a lot of good stories.
My other advice would be you don't need a girlfriend right now, right? Ride the heat wave. Don't be settling down. Let's play this basketball thing out a little bit more. See where you can go.
I mean, why is everyone giving Zach Edey a hard time because he had a few drinks and hanging out with somebody? I'm missing the point here. Don't we play basketball for that experience? Am I crazy here?
No, you want to show off.
It's part of the college experience. So some might say.
The ultimate college experience. Well, Jack, you are going to the Final Four. You're going to be competing in the 3-point contest. We were just discussing it before. Obviously, if there are some odds, we're definitely going to get down on you and riding the action. But again, you are kind of a guy who likes hitting the three coming off the screen in movement. I was saying to Ryan and Colby, maybe you should have a guy stand next to the ball rack so you can simulate coming off a screen to grab that ball.
Yeah, are there rules? Can you do that?
Yeah,
sure.
can you move or you have to stand? What's the rules?
I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to ask him, but I've had a lot of suggestions telling me I should get a hand in my face or something like that. I'm definitely a better shooter on the move than standing still, but you can always get hot. So that's the plan.
Well, and I think probably the ultimate move is to get a cardboard cutout of sad Coach Cal and just have him sitting right over there, because that inspired you. I could tell. I heard you talking about it, but normally you get a little chippy. Did you mince words with Coach Cal at all? Was there any sort of John with the Kentucky guys at all?
After I saw that Barstool clip get out a little bit, I was like, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I mean, what's that is said, so it's out there now.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a little trash talk before the game. Some of their guys were telling me, like, because of what I said earlier in the pre-practice, I was talking about they shoot it well, but we shoot it better. Their guys are saying, like, you better make sure you knock down some shots today, or else, like, you can't be talking crazy like that. And I mean, they didn't say a word to me after the game started.
Yeah, I'd say you knocked down some shots. You were one away from the NCAA tournament record. I mean, that dude, this is going to live on. 20 years from now, we're going to be talking about this.
Right? The legend of Jack.
Well, I mean, when you make the one shining moment cut up at the end of March Madness, you've done something right. I mean, I will say though, not now. As it was happening, there had to be that moment. I assume, again, I don't want to relate it to my athletic accomplishments all the time, but there is that moment where you stop having to look at the ball and you just feel like your arm going a certain I assume that you could have made some of those shots with your eyes closed.
Yeah, there was one of them. There was one of them at the end of the first half. I don't remember exactly how much time was left, but I came off a screen like on the right wing and banked it in. And I didn't even know.
I remember that one.
I didn't even know it went in. Like I hit the ground. I thought I got fouled. I was just laying there, and I saw everyone react to it, and I was like, "Oh, like I guess that went in. Like I'll take it."
Well, we were hanging out watching the game at the Westgate Sportsbook, and there was a Long Beach State covering 20.5 against Arizona. The place went nuts, but for the most part, every single one of your shots, it was an electric. It probably felt similar to the energy in the stadium.
I felt like I was making those threes.
I know. It was.
No, that was really cool.
And as positive as that was, you did cost us a little bit in the Horizon Conference tournament, because we like some of the underdogs. I know Kramer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Kramer
I told you I explicitly do not bring up the fact that I bet on all the other 3 remaining Final Four teams in the Horizon League.
Yeah, Kramer goes.
Bring that up.
He came into the office and goes, "As long as Oakland doesn't win, I'm in for a huge payday." And I go, "You just jinxed it right there." And then watching you guys, and again, I watched a couple Horizon regular season games, not as much probably as Colby, but watching you guys in that tournament, I'm like, this is the type of team that could get an upset, that could get a win.
That league's underrated every year, though, man.
In the real tournament, did you feel some momentum building in the conference tournaments going into the NCAA?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so after we won the regular season, we knew like how difficult it is to do both, to win the regular season and the conference tournament. And once we kind of finished out that conference tournament, you're right. We just felt that momentum, and we were like, hey, if we can do both of those, like not that many teams do that. So we might as well go out here and play with confidence and do our thing out here on the national stage. And when we saw Kentucky's name selected on our selection show, we had a bunch of fans there and stuff at the gym, and that was just a ton of fun. It was exciting to see that blue blood name come up, and we were just ready to attack it. We were ready to prepare, ready to get our scouting report in, and that was probably the most excited I've ever been. Like coming to practice was that first day we were prepping for Kentucky, because we just knew we had a massive opportunity.
And just watching that game play out, your teammate Trey Townsend, like there are moments where you're like, wow, these guys are not scared at all. If anything, they look like they're grown ass men going at these kids. Like, what are you gonna do, little man? Not, to a very large little man, but there was that kind of like grown ass like energy where he was there. You guys were not backing down at all.
Yeah, we kind of had like we kind of had that old head that old head energy of
you
got the experience. We've been there before. So we knew, I mean, they're like 18, 19-year-olds, and I mean, they're going to have amazing NBA careers, but we definitely had that experience advantage and that confidence advantage, I think.
No, and that's going to be a great, anytime you're hanging out at a bar down the line, watching like an NBA game, going like, I took him for 30. I had 10 3-pointers against this guy.
And we don't know how they're, I'm not wishing them to not have, great NBA careers, but like Bryce Drew's shot lives on forever. You know that, like your performance, we're going to talk about 20 years from now. And talk to me a little bit about how Greg Kampe found you. First off, folks, if you guys don't know Greg Kampe, he's been coaching for 40 years. Saw Oakland go through the D2 ranks all the way up. A legendary coach. I was so happy for him. But how did he even find you, man?
So coming out of Hillsdale, my Hillsdale coach actually knows Kampe relatively well. So when I told my coach I was going to transfer, he actually told me. He's like, yeah, I actually just got off the phone with Kampe at Oakland, and I told him you'd be a great fit. So pretty much as soon as my name was in the portal, Kampe reached out and kind of sent me like a cut up of, hey, this is what we've done with shooters in the past. We've had some great guys come in this program and really elevate our game, and it was just a perfect fit. He watched my film and thought that I was going to be able to make those tough shots and things like that, draw the attention of the defense. And it just worked out really well for both of us.
Gotta ask, did you get any other offers?
I had a couple other offers, Lipscomb down in Nashville, SIUE, Illinois, and then a couple schools out east in those smaller conferences. But Oakland was always the one I was going to go with.
Now, is Kampe helping? I saw that the NCAA wouldn't give you the game ball. What the hell's going on with, dude? It's bad. Look, I have my own battles with the NCAA, but what the hell's going on here? You just shot 10 threes. You're the biggest story in America over that weekend, and they can't give you a game ball. What is this? 20? Do they need me to Venmo them $30 for basketball?
Is it the basketball price? What's the holdup?
I don't know, man. I was disappointed at that point too, because I was excited to get a game ball, and I mean those are cool balls, a memory you can have for a lifetime. But I found a way to make it happen, a little backdoor way. So don't worry about me.
Little backdoor.
The highest bidder, they was like, hey, they wanted more. That they're just playing
NCAA just continues to show you they don't care about the kids. That's all. Their consistent messaging is just that.
Now, kind of picking up where you guys left off. NC State, you guys gave them a hell of a game. I mean, honestly, I was, looking at that game. It's like, man, it's a quick turnaround. It might be tough to get up for NC State after you're taking down Kentucky, but it's certainly. I mean, you guys certainly came in prepared for the game. Obviously, came up a little short there, but hung around with this team, got them to OT. What do you make of NC State? Are you rooting for NC State in the Final Four? What do you think of their chances going up against Purdue?
Yeah, I mean they're a great team. Like, give them all the credit in the world. Good guys too. Like they got a good group over there, but I'd be lying to you if I said I was rooting for them. But that's not anything against them, man. That's just like,
we're gonna be good friends.
Well, I mean, you could look at it two ways, because if they win the whole thing, then you could be like, oh man, we were the closest to beating them. We took them to OT.
No.
Sounds like you're on the other side of like, I've had enough of this Wolf Pack.
Yeah,
Screw
like
you,
I don't have
Burns.
anything against them. Like I'm not mad at them, but it's like every time I see them win, it's like, man, like that should have been us. Like, if we just made one more shot, it would have been us.
So can we handicap the can we pick the remaining 4 games here?
I think I can pick them. I'm not going to pick them against the spread.
Fair. So it sounds like you're going Purdue though.
Honestly, I mean, I do want Purdue to win, but in this scenario, I'm sure you guys saw that video, the Taco Fall versus the fat kid that he was playing against.
Yes.
Man, DJ Burns is a load. He's really good. I think if the NCAA is not just foul baiting for Edey, then we'll actually get a close game. And man, I'm gonna pick NC State actually in that one, just because they got guys that can make time.
Honest guy. He says he's not rooting for him, but he's picking.
I'm not rooting for him, but I'm a pick.
Yeah, there we go.
What about on the other side, UConn, Alabama? UConn's just been a machine, but Alabama's the team that can you know, maybe there's a Jack Gohlke on Alabama that can get him.
I mean, they shoot the three as much.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't make it at the percentage that he does, but yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Do you think Alabama has a shot, or are you going UConn there on the other side?
I think Alabama has the best recipe to beat UConn, just because, like you said, they shoot a lot of threes. If they get hot, I mean, they're a tough out, because if they're shooting 45% from three, they're going to make 15 of them. But I got to go UConn, man. They're just a wagon.
Yeah.
Like, they're just so good. The fact that Hurley's son has played in every single tournament game is just insane. Like,
I know. I mean, that just shows you the margin that they're winning by.
Yeah.
And he's getting. I saw he did an assist in one of the games. He's picking up. I'm trying to reach out to Underdog Fantasy if they can get a fantasy projection on Hurley's son. Just because that's a fun way to get involved.
Non-ironically cheering for Hurley's son in mop-up dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean,
2024 is a wild place.
When you go on a 30-0 run, you're gonna get in the game. All right, I don't care how deep you are on the bench.
And it's not. It's not round one. It was in the Elite Eight. It's kind of bonkers the season UConn has been having in a back-to-back situation.
So you got who you got then? I take it then you got UConn taking home their back-to-back national championship.
Obviously, the repeat is tough, but I mean, this UConn team is so good. Like, Klingen's just protecting the rim. He's a beast. I mean, the matchup between him and Edey would be interesting, but UConn's just so well-rounded. I know Hurley gets a lot of crap, but I think he is a really good coach, and I think UConn's going to take it down for sure.
And I take it like when you watch Klingen or Edey, you must hate their game because they shoot that many twos.
Hey man, you got to make do with what you got.
What are you doing, Zach? Go out to the 3-point
I assume you pray you attend the Church of Antoine Walker. You shoot that many threes because there ain't no 4-pointer.
There ain't no foes. That's right.
Great line there, Jack. Appreciate you calling in. Appreciate you giving us your time. Before we let you go, we know you're a Packers fan from Wisconsin. How do you feel about the Pack this year? Are you in on the Jordan Love era?
I am extremely excited about the Packers, but the only thing I want to throw out there is the fan base is talking a little like we're acting like we have our next Aaron Rodgers already. And
yes,
I love Jordan Love. I think he's a great quarterback, but I'm not ready to, like if he doesn't have an MVP season this year, I don't think it's a failure. But the way our fan base is talking about it, it might be perceived as a failure. So I just don't want that pressure yet on him.
It's got to be tough to go far after Rodgers and then hey, I'm the new kid in town.
Well, I would say that like Jack's saying, the fans are certainly hop stepping to the conclusion that they've already done that. So
look out. Jordan Love MVP season. You heard it here first. I
mean, we saw what happened after Jalen Hurts had that type of year. So
he's an Eagle fan.
I know he is.
Son of a bitch.
That was
and Carson Wentz.
Can I just say that was two phases of excellent. The fact that Sean got hit with the zinger so hard, and the fact that then Colby explained the zinger.
Yes.
Thanks Colby for that.
Yeah, thanks Colby. I did watch the entire season. I was there for the 10-1 start and the collapse after.
Completely unrelated. We were watching Carson Wentz film in the office.
Yes.
He signed with the Chiefs. He's got to get a ring.
I was trying to. I said to Kramer, I go, Carson Wentz, peak Carson Wentz. I see some comparison to Caleb Williams. Kramer's like, I don't know about that. But the mobility, like some of those throws that Carson Wentz made in 2017.
Ridiculous.
You see a little Caleb Williams.
Wow.
Pete Carson Wentz was something special.
Yes, for a little bit of time.
For a couple weeks.
And then it all went
in the Missouri Valley. Yes. He was killing it.
And then it all was a complete disaster. Jack, appreciate the time. Best of luck in the Final Four 3-point contest. We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah.
Appreciate the time, man.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on. It's really cool to talk to you guys and meet you guys. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Jack, and also appreciate Unified Healing. That's right. Love me some Unified Healing. Whether you're a world-class athlete or a world-class podcaster like myself, we all understand the importance of mental and physical well-being, proper recovery, top-notch performance. I mean, imagine you're playing in the Final Four. You got your game on Saturday and you win. Quick turnaround to Monday for the championship game. You need a little edge, a little boost there. Unified Healing is a new and super innovative global network of wellness centers provided by the Energy Enhancement System, or EE System. If you haven't heard of EE System yet, you'll want to listen up. This technology promotes wellness, deep relaxation, purification, and rejuvenation. Whether you're here in LA or hundreds of other locations across the globe, access to a center is easy and affordable. Interested in experiencing EE System technology for yourself? Go to unifiedhealing.com/SGPN to learn more and find a center near you. That's UNIFYD healing.com/SGPN. And of course, no material testimonials on the Unified Healing website are intended to be viewed as medical advice or a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment and before undertaking a new healthcare regimen, including EE System. All right, we're back. We're here. We're talking Final Four picks.
Well, the fun interview, by the way.
Gohlke is great.
Fellow Degen.
Yes,
he did bring up.
I know a Degen when I hear one.
He did bring up a video that I would imagine most people who have been on the internet have seen, but just in case they haven't,
we got it.
Oh yeah,
we do have it. It is. I mean, it is Zach Edey and DJ Burns in so many ways. Josh, if you want to throw it up on the screen.
Oh yes, I remember this.
I mean, the fact that one of these players actually played high level college basketball is funny, but I don't think that was actually young DJ Burns. So I don't want to get
YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast. You got to see the visual if you've never seen that clip of a heavyset guy guarding a taller gentleman. Kramer, what are we doing in the games?
Well, we're down to 4 teams. Colby's very sad. Before the tournament started, we were breaking down strategies. We were talking about commandments. One of the things that I highlighted was that how over the last 10 years, we've seen a surge where the average sum of the seeds in the Final Four had gone, we talk about that historical 11, 12 number. Well, it had ballooned up over where you look, just look at the last decade and it was 15.5. What do we have here? We have an 11 seed, 2 1 seeds, and a 4 seed. Sean, what's that add up to? 16. So we were right on it.
Lock it up.
North Carolina State certainly helped us get there. The Pussy Pack, and they're playing again. Everything's happening in Phoenix.
We didn't get to tout that Indiana State Seton Hall parlay I gave away with Salt Frazier coming up big for us here.
I do. Salt Frazier is becoming my new favorite. I do like Steph Blurry. I thought that would be tough to beat.
Salt Frazier. Who came up with that one? That is
Colby.
Very
does he have any chance of playing in the next level?
I think he's still got a year of college left.
Oh,
so I mean,
really?
Yeah, but I dude, I think so. I mean, look, I understand.
What's his actual size?
Dude, he's got some skill to his game.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
no. Maybe him and Gohlke are going to put together a super team over in Portugal. We got to, if Gohlke plays, we got to promise ourselves to go see a game in Italy.
Let's go. And I keep looking at this shrimp and Parmesan sirloin from Applebee's DJ Burns special here. You telling me that doesn't look delicious? You tell me for $23.59 you can find a better meal than that?
I don't have any problem with Applebee's. I misspoke earlier when I said it was a pivotal point in my life when I realized I no longer had the time or patience.
And Noah pointing out the seeds add up to 17.
What?
11, a 2.
Oh yeah, 17. Sorry, I'm right on it.
Close enough. And shout out to new graduate of Degen University, Matthew Austin, saying he hit his bet on cut under 2.5 1 seeds at plus 135 due to this stat. Kramer gave us gracias.
Gracias, as they say in Tejas. All right, 3:09 p.m. on the West Coast. Dan Hurley will be pleased because he was not disrespected with the early game. The 11-1 matchup: North Carolina State, the Pussy Pack, NC State, whatever you like to call them, the Wolf Pack. They're taking on Purdue, who
never heard of them. Nevada.
Who absolutely look like I don't know. They look like the best team, unfortunately. At Purdue fans certainly kind of gotta love seeing Edey showing a little bit of grit, talking about his boner. That's all raw.
That was really weird. They're like, yeah, we did it. We did it. How you feeling? I got a boner.
I mean, I was college age once. I could understand the feeling of wanting to just tell your buddy you got a boner because you just dominated some other grown man in basketball. Purdue is now laying 9 points here. I do think that Zach Edey potentially could be the end of the road for DJ Burns. Minus 440 on the money line. NC State plus 340. I wonder if Colby will be on the pussy pack one more time. 146 is the total. I would imagine DJ Burns in general. I don't have a ton of sample of him going against guys like Zach Edey because Zach Edey's fairly unique, but I got to imagine it's a bit of a polar opposite for him. All the wiggle won't matter because he'll be just able to stand there and all right, what are you going to do? I worry a little bit from that perspective that also you get the week off, the NC State, they're riding high. People are now directly correlating it with the time 40 years ago.
Get that Applebee's hangover.
Get that Applebee's hangover.
That is,
and gotta work off some riblets.
And I'll say this as someone who has called Zach Edey soft, has watched Purdue and hated all of it. I like all the energy he's coming with right now.
I do
because he is a good fucking basketball player, and most of the country thinks he's a bitch. And if I was Zach Edey, I'd be pissed off like a motherfucker too. Like, are you like, which one of you motherfuckers wants to come play me?
Don't back the Irish into a corner.
And
now,
yes, and he's Irish, so Sean's definitely going to be on Purdue here.
No, I'm on NC State. DJ Burns, DJ Horny. I mean,
nice.
How can you fade them? It sounds like a strip club duo or a strip club DJ. But really, I just feel like this is when Purdue gets a little bit tight. And a spoiler alert, I don't think a new stadium with weird sight lines, we get the elevated raised floor. That's not good for a 3-point shooting team. Now you think, oh, Purdue,
that dry heat, your boogers are in your nose a little more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, you know, it messes up your nasal cavity. This Purdue team on the surface, you don't think 3-point team, but really that's been the difference between this Purdue team and previous other Purdue teams is they have added the 3-point shot to their game. They've been hitting their 3-point shots in this tournament. And I worry that their 3-point shooting is going to cool off in this game with the weird sight lines, with the elevated floor. I think, and NC State is playing with house money. Like, they shouldn't have got past the first round of the ACC tournament. They were down to Louisville. They were down. I heard a stat that UVA kid who missed both free throws. He was an 87% free throw shooter in the ACC tournament. This is ultimate.
Oh, you want to hear the craziest stat about that kid? That was the first time he missed multiple free throws in a game.
Crazy. But this NC State team is a team of destiny. I decided I was gonna stop fading them, and the stop fading starts now. And I do think they are a live dog. I mean, listen to Gohlke. He went up against these guys. He knows what kind of team they got. He didn't want to take them. You heard him. Gohlke's a competitor, Ryan, and he didn't want to bow down and say NC State was going to win this game, but they are, and they're going to cover the 9. That is way too high. So yeah, give me NC State on the 9. Certainly a live dog. Kramer, you're going with Purdue officially.
I mean, I don't know. Didn't they handled Duke because Duke is soft? Is Purdue soft?
I think they can.
Zach
I think
they can. He was hard. He said out loud how hard he was.
I think it's less about hard and soft, and it's more about hitting the 3 points. And I think they can slow down the 3 ball. Colby seems. What do you got, an accounting final over there?
Duke got them into foul. I think the foul trouble is going to be real for the front court. I don't think any of what happened in the last game against Duke is going to happen against the front against Zach Edey. I also think on the other side of the ball, I think a guy that tall is going to be difficult for a guy like DJ Burns to do something with.
I think DJ Burns is the advantage here. I think if you're NC State, and look, the pussy pack.
What do you mean?
I must apologize for the pussy pack slander, with the exception of the baseball game here, because they have been on the money line, treating me very well the past couple games.
Yeah, you don't have to fall off the cliff with them.
I still don't like them. They still are cowards for not scheduling East Carolina because they know they would lose, just like they did in baseball tonight. But I think they got momentum, and they got something about the way this team has came together. And I would say DJ Burns, if you're Kevin Keatts, he's your second best passer on the team. He almost leads the team in assists. He's very close to being the team leader in assist. So to me, you put him a little point forward action, and you make Edey have to come out, or just put them in the spot where maybe they go zone. I don't know, but I think he's a great passer for a big man, and I think they can utilize that. He can also hit the 10-footer. So
the soft touch is, I think you're going to be able to get that. You need that soft touch against Purdue, because you need to be able to get some floaters up. You need to be able to get that mid range, because obviously it's tough right up against the rim. But DJ Burns, he's got some nice rhythm. DJ Horny's got a good mid range game. That's what you need to take down this Purdue team. And
honestly, since this magical run, let's just take a look at some of the quality opponents they've played.
The way they've defended magical. That's the handicap.
The way they've defended the three. Look, they played Duke the first time. Duke 5 of 20, just 25% from three.
Exactly.
Right. Jump over to the Carolina game. The North Carolina team 8 of 30, 27% from three. Texas Tech. All right. Texas Tech. Well, they're not a great shooting team in general, but 7 of 31 from three. Marquette is a good 3-point shooting team. Look what they did there. 4 of 31. All right. And then Duke the other night.
Are you saying
5 of 20?
So you're suggesting that
they're defending the three really well right now.
You're suggesting that the change in the team is a complete new identity, defending the 3-point line, going from a complete average team to an elite 3-point defense team. Not that the teams they played happen to have bad shooting nights.
Oh, I think it's a different approach. I think he found his rotation. He found the rotation that he's using. Before he was using, there was MJ Rice. There was a bunch of other, but he's found a rotation. They're playing very good basketball right now. I think you got to take the points. I think it's worth another money line sprinkle, like you said. Pussy Pack is live.
Find me on Cut.
I hate to say it because I know Zach Edey subscribes to the CFL Gambling Podcast, but
he's Irish, dude. We've already established.
Go Argos, to quote Joe Theismann.
Here's everyone's talking about DJ Burns getting in foul trouble, but what about this NC State team putting Zach Edey into foul trouble? They got Kyle Filipowski to foul out Duke, who knows they get a friendly whistle. They got him foul out with 5 minutes left in the game. They're going to be able to generate fouls on Edey as well.
Colby knows that.
And look, if we're giving
you act like some Purdue, some big market team that they're dying to get in. Cinderella is there in front of us. They're going to want to put the glass slipper on DJ Burns.
And we're giving the DJ brothers, Horny and Burns, a hard time for going to Applebee's. We saw footage of Zach Edey, going to Plowtown with a few few women in West Lafayette. Your legs, your legs might be a question mark here.
College kid who's having some sex. What kind of asshole are you?
He's one of those guys who will.
I don't think anyone's ever had sex at West Lafayette. Jeff George was there 1 year. Why do you think he transferred out?
Well, Drew Brees does have 4 kids. At some point, he was putting.
That was San Diego, Tijuana. He was very close to Tijuana.
I would. Edey aside, it does. Sean nailed it.
Boil up, Brian. Boil up.
It's 3 points, 3-pointers.
Yeah.
Which, sure. They've gone against some teams who have had some outlier bad performances here of late, but I think this Purdue team is also very locked in, and part of the reason they haven't had a moment to be tight yet is because no one's been able to play with them, and they're playing good ball. And Zach Edey specifically is very motivated to make this 6'9" chubby man look like shit.
What about the history side of this, where NC State's 4-2 all time against Purdue?
Don't give a shit.
And their 2 losses were the most 2 recent games. Overtime loss to Purdue, and then the game before that lost by 5 in West Lafayette. So Purdue's never blown out NC State in the history of their existence. It ain't gonna start on Saturday, buddy.
I
think to lay double digits in the Final Four, you have to be a historically good team, and I don't know if this Purdue team is.
It's -9. Perfect.
Well, but you're gonna have to win by 10 to win your bet.
I am laying it. We're gonna end the season the way we started it with.
Find
favorites.
me on Cut, Ryan.
but then so no one gets
You're
a
right.
chance to win the gift card. I'll post this number.
yours separately so that
You know what? I'll do it in more fun fashion. I'll post the money line since people love going again. Maybe I'll offer a juicy.
That's all. Actually, that's all I did. I posted a nice chunk of cash on NC State money line.
What do you think's a fair price? I'll give plus 400.
I missed out because I hung it for plus whatever their
I like
default
to give,
thing 350.
I like to give the customer a better price.
Yeah, sign up if you like NC State on the money line. Head over to cut.com, promo code SGPN, and take Kramer's money.
Yeah, jump
I'm
in on
rooting
that.
for you.
Jump in on that. I'm telling you, there's something about it's 83 all over again. They said the same in 83.
Imagine Vince McMahon right now is listening to the show and he hears Colby, ECU grad, talking this way about NC State.
Vince, we can
imagine the things
we can
he's
put
gonna
our
do.
minds together and create a great football league. Give me a call. Call 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE.
Just to be clear, we don't need to talk to you, Vince. If you want to call, you can call. What's the F line number? We still have that
1-800-PICK-DUNDEE.
It was actually Colby's cell phone.
Colby said, "Please
Colby
stop.
said,
Please make
You
it
have
stop."
to turn it off. It
Yeah.
keeps forwarding calls to my cell
You had
phone.
my wife questioning everything.
Colby's
right?
wife's a little,
in the middle
likes
of
to
the
keep an eye
night.
on things.
In the middle of the night, shit's
calls
just going off. You
who do you like?
assholes.
Who do you like in this
Right?
Alabama State game, Colby?
It's totally the Jake from State Farm commercial.
Yeah,
Who are you talking to?
What are you wearing? A blue cat?
It really was. I was like, I swear, like they're fucking with me at work. They're fucking with me. They set up the line.
I'm talking to
Yeah.
this guy and fucking he's in Milwaukee. He just wanted to talk about the Frozen Four. All right, so you idiots are on the dog.
Yep.
Okay. Final answer.
Us and that idiot Jack Gohlke, legend.
Have fun taking the Big Ten. When's the last time they've they just let me tell you they've had a great track record in March over the past 20 years.
I have
Got 'em.
I've settled in on just give me a matchup between the 2-1 seeds. I want some chalk. All right, 5:49 on the West Coast. Game 2, still in the football stadium out in Glendale, Arizona. Actually,
Great football stadium.
Horrible stadium.
Great football stadium.
Horrible.
They
should
roll
take a blowtorch to that
They
place.
roll the grass in. It's amazing. The natural surface, beautiful.
It is cool they have real
and then
grass.
they put the basketball court on top of the natural grass.
It's not cool because you have Sun Devil Stadium right
Oh,
there. A
what are you
fucking
talking
great stadium.
about?
Did Super Bowls. This Cowboy Steelers Super Bowl.
When they play basketball on top of natural grass, there's nothing better, Sean. Or Colby. 4 seed versus the 1 seed. Bama versus UConn. Nate Oates. But this slippery motherfucker. He got there with that system you hate, Colby. You hate his system.
but I was all over the path.
Oh.
It was a great path. I remember
What
doing
is
the
this?
reaction show. I
This is
said,
amazing. Benedict.
Alabama's got a great path.
Dan Marino's got a dynamic wife, Colby. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean. I mean, what is this right here?
I just said it was very possible this year.
Did you
even though
have
I
Alabama in your Final Four?
No.
Oh,
I did have a bracket with them in the Elite Eight.
wait. What do you mean a bracket? How many brackets you
he's
got?
got the-
Two
Both-
brackets out there.
He's got a couple brackets for England,
Two
couple
brackets.
brackets for America.
What do you-
Oh,
what do
fuck you. I know you've turned in more than one bracket
Oh,
before.
absolutely
Shut the
not.
fuck
No,
up.
actually-
I've seen you over the years. Yeah.
I had
I
a
was-
rough draft and a final version.
Yeah.
Ryan,
What the hell is
Ryan
that?
did not turn in.
I didn't actually end up turning.
He
in
didn't
any
actually. We were in like a $75 bracket thing that our buddy was running, Uncle Ruben, and Ryan forgot to fill out his bracket. he never hit save, which actually happened to me on a Survivor pool that I was in. I forgot to hit save on my pick for Illinois. It was
They should
$100
just
down the
automatically
drain.
save.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
I'm in Vegas. I got like dip and cups going, and I got whiskey, and I'm looking at drink tickets, and just my brain is my pleasure centers are completely hijacked. That's why I don't sign up for all this other shit. I just want to sweat out my bets. I mean, I don't stop asking me to join your things because you know I can't say no, and then I'll forget to do it, and then I'll be annoyed.
All right, so
UConn is going to destroy Alabama. UConn has won 10 tournament games in a row by 13 plus. UConn has trailed for 23 seconds this March Madness. That's insane. UConn went on a 30-0 run in the game against Illinois. They didn't even hit their threes on that 30-0 run. They were 3 of 17 from behind the arc. They were also 3 of 22 versus Northwestern. They don't need to hit threes to win this game in a situation in the stadium where I think it might be a little tough to hit some threes. They don't need it. They also have a great 3-point defense. which is what Alabama needs. Now, maybe Jack Gohlke is the late like transfer portal grab for the Alabama Crimson Tide. If there's a Jack Gohlke on that roster and he comes out and goes 10 for 20, then I think Alabama has a chance. But Jack Gohlke isn't coming out of that tunnel. UConn has the most efficient offense in the country against this Alabama defense. It's not even fucking top 100. Are you kidding me? Again, 5th time in the last 50 years of Final Fours that we've seen a double-digit spread for good reason. This UConn team is a goddamn wagon. They're gonna roll. Let's go.
Are you hearing anyone pick Alabama?
Yes, me. Because it's just too many points. Like so you know that Nate Oates used to be on Bobby Hurley's staff, and Bobby Hurley used to be on Dan Hurley's staff. So I mean, I do think there's some familiarity there. Also, like when Danny Hurley was at Rhode Island, his first recruit came from Nate Oates. So it's all family there. So I do think he'll class it up if they're up big and give Alabama a chance to cover late. But I also think Alabama has the hosses. You see what I said there, huh?
Mm-hmm.
To stay in this game with Sears, obviously Grant Nelson. I just think the number's like a point or two off. I think this is like an 8 or 9 point game.
Nelson.
I think UConn wins the game, kind of easily, but I think it's by 8, 9, 10, 11.5 is too many fucking points. I know they played a year ago in the Nike Invitational to start the season, and UConn won by 15 in Portland there. But I think this is a better Alabama team than a year ago, and I think they can stay within that number. I think UConn wins by 8 or 9.
I mean, UConn is crushing everyone. Dan Hurley wants to crush everyone. He's a psycho. He will have there's a clear coaching edge here. I think you look at the matchups and sure, I think
underdog. List the Sean Hurley props. I'm not joking. He will not have a blank box score. That is my prediction. And maybe we can get that listed on Cut. Will Sean Hurley log a stat in the Final Four game?
Yes. Well,
he had an assist, and then he's had a lot of
minutes. Don't count. It has to be an actual like box score.
Well, even rebounds possible. Yeah,
I mean? Rebound is one of your most likely scenario.
Yeah, Andrew Hurley, by the way.
Andrew Hurley.
Sean was projecting. He was seeing a greenie in himself.
Look, he had 1 assist last game. He had a personal foul in the Stetson game.
Does that count?
Yeah, you're on the books. Someone's got to write your name down.
I just don't see. The path for Alabama is basically, I like Alabama because they're high variance and maybe they get hot from the outside. I do think what Sean said for the last game does apply for these weird football stadium games that it does tend to affect shooters and sight lines because you're playing in a fucking football stadium. I just don't see how this Alabama team that we've seen the highs and the lows. I just can't see them running into a team that everyone's talking about.
And also too, like we keep talking about Alabama's offense against UConn's defense. And I do think UConn's defense is going to get the best of them, but this UConn offense is insanely efficient. Again, 30-0 run with only 3 3-pointers in the fucking game. And that's Illinois. That's Big Ten defense. Like they have some players on that roster. It's not like they're trotting out nobodies. Underwood should know how to coach something, should know how to make one fucking adjustment.
He hasn't done many adjustments in his career in Champaign.
But Connecticut, the weakness. But
I'm saying,
he might have adjusted his aim with the Super Soaker.
Imagine that, and they dumped the Gatorade. We're all over that angle.
It was easy.
Imagine this UConn team against this Alabama defense. The Alabama defense is as outshot teams and outgunned teams. That's how they win. You're not going to be able to do that against UConn.
I still say, like, you go back, and I know they're on this crazy run.
UConn is going to destroy.
Here's
them.
my prediction: soul like handfuls and handfuls of possessions with soul crushing, second chance, third chance opportunities for UConn. I think it's not a good like. The weakness of the Bama defense is the strength of the.
They
UConn
can still
offense.
Dominate a game and win by 8.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
San Diego State. I know UConn's had this incredible run blowing out all these teams by double digits, but San Diego State had that at like 2 or 4 with like 5 minutes left. It was down to either 2 points or 4 points, And
everyone's talking about this winning
not this year, last year.
I know. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm pivoting to NC State. Everyone's talking about NC State and their current run they're on. They've won 9 straight. 7 of them were elimination games. UConn's won 11 straight.
Yes.
Fuck all. They didn't need to win them all, but they still won them all, and they're crushing people. And specifically the way that they've ratcheted up now 2 years in a row in the tournament. No one's close.
There's a little thing called crime pays that I love. All right.
The heat is not.
The heat's not in the hat.
It doesn't matter. It's fresh. It's only about 13 months old.
Oh, come on.
All right. And Alabama will, they'll break all rules to win. They're not
They're football
Wagner.
School. They're football.
They're
school.
not San Diego State. They will break all the rules.
UConn,
and that's why they cover.
Here's what I think. I think Alabama is going to have a planned trip to In-N-Out. It's going to be too close to the game. They're all gonna not be used to delicious unfrozen meat, and maybe they're gonna shit themselves a little bit. Purdue, UConn. That's what we're getting. We're getting Purdue, UConn.
We're getting NC State, UConn.
You saw NC State take down Drexler. You saw them take down Olajuwon in '83. No one thought they could win that game, Sean, but they did it. They can take down Edie and the refs.
That's different.
100%.
That was before they went. There were 64 teams. I don't consider that a valid champion.
They're 68 now, buddy. And Greg Sankey, we don't need a larger NCAA tournament because Conference Championship Week is a larger NCAA tournament. See Exhibit A, pussy pack.
That's the thing. Yeah. Don't expand the actual. To Colby's point, don't expand the 68 teams or whatever that are in March Madness now, because you do have a shot. The conference
pack is the perfect example.
The conference tournaments are play-in games. You can go on a run in your conference tournament, and you would deprive if you expanded the field to 96 teams. NC State might have got in without that run, and you kind of ruined the magic of that. UConn, we wouldn't have had UConn back in the day.
Yeah. I would say this. I have seen the proposal where they expand to 16 they move to 8 play-in games, 8 play-in
But they're putting
teams,
all the mid-majors there.
But they're all no.
Well, this is Fran Fraschella's thing, right?
No, I'm saying they put only at-large teams there.
Well, they're never going to agree to that. I mean, in theory, if they did that, it'd be like, okay. No. But I would still say you saw Indiana State tonight. You've seen how good they've been all year.
But it's the only way you can value winning the conference, by saying, okay, if you win the conference, you're in the round of 64.
They want to take auto bids away from the mid-majors.
I understand it, which is silly. And again, Greg Sankey hasn't opened his mouth since he made that comment. So maybe he realizes that was stupid. I mean, to give the man, he also had a dumb fucking idea about the college football playoff that the SEC should just get a bye to the second round. And then everyone said that's fucking stupid, and he shut his mouth about it.
Yeah.
So, and it's not. I don't think it's.
He is public enemy number 1, trying to ruin college athletics.
By the way, Colby, I don't know if you've heard the price officially for Virginia Tech to win the national championship down to 300 to 1.
Badminton.
Football. Yeah. So here we go.
Okay.
All right.
So football.
Colby, you're really taking Alabama here.
I am.
Okay.
There's too many points, and I also think, like I said, I don't think he has the hatred. Remember, he hooked him up. He was a high school coach not long ago. I think if he's up 15, he brings in Andrew Hurley and Jaden Ross and all those guys.
Andrew Hurley's only as a fellow Andrew Hurley. We're only seeing the court if it's 20 plus. Colby,
Sean, real quick, most likely Benedict from Colby. Is it NC State +9 or Alabama +11?
There'll be Alabama will get a couple. Tough,
if I Benedict, it's the total.
Alabama will get
total in this.
Alabama will get a couple tough foul calls, and they'll be put in foul trouble. And Colby has said, and UConn will win by 16, and he'll say, "Oh, if Sears didn't get those 2 early fouls, they cover this easily. You know that."
You know what he's going at here? He's going at he jumped in the UFL gambling podcast chat rudely, in my opinion. Rudely jumps in.
What the tell?
I hear a man in the box. I'm sitting on our couch, trying to just get some work done. Pay a couple bills here at the network. I hear this the defamation of my character on the UFL gambling podcast.
And he comes in touting this bullshit under that had no business hitting. Just the luckiest underplay of all time.
Talking about the Brahmas.
Oh, it's a system.
No, the first game.
Yeah, the game with the crazy score but penalty
The Blewett
foul.
misses a field goal. No, that's the other game.
Oh,
the Stallions game where Blewett misses a field goal and then there's 3 red zone turnovers.
Yeah, I agree, and I think some people might have pushed on that because it did come down. But if you bet the number when we probably the first 2 days of it being
that had no business being under. Business being
it's
under.
a system. We do it every year. I don't know why you're trying to come at the simple.
Because I was on the over. I was on the right side. It's a bad beat. All right.
That's disgusting.
You want to crown him? You crown him.
That is a disgusting
I'll say
act.
most likely Benedict is NC State because once they start losing,
I already took the money line.
And the second they start losing, you're going to realize you hate NC State.
I do hate them.
Yeah,
but
it's already happening.
But sometimes, look, I don't just go against everything that I hate.
No.
Time for our best bets, brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Your best bet when it comes to parlays. Get that parlay optimizer going. I know producer Josh has been cleaning up with the same game parlays they offer advice on. They got the deep stats. They also tweet out a bunch of their favorite ones over on the old X at HOF Bets. Give them a follow, and of course, use that promo code SGPN. Get 50% off your first month. Honestly, try it. I use it a ton. Researching player props, game lines. The deep data button is really fun, especially for the player prop stuff. But again, the game parlays are very good. The MLB product is live now. NBA, college hoops, they got you covered. HOFBets.com, promo code SGPN, or download the Hall of Fame Bets app. Kramer, lock and dog. What do you got?
Well, I mean, I think there's only 2 games. Yeah. I don't see why we need to have 2 picks. We already picked 2 games.
Okay.
Just having a lock and a dog here. It's only convenient for someone who would have a favorite.
My lock?
Dog.
UConn minus 11.5. My dog. Give me the Wolf Pack plus 340 on the money line. Colby, what do you got?
This is ridiculous.
Lock NC State plus 9.
It's ridiculous.
Money line NC State.
Love
pussy
it.
Pack. Put ECU in the schedule next
Ryan,
week.
should I put
cowards.
I'm gonna have.
Should I put a white flag for your sheet?
I got 2 locks.
Okay.
Since you guys only had 1 for some reason, Purdue minus 9, UConn minus 11.5.
Well, you could obviously parlay them as
that's my dog.
Okay.
I have 2 locks and a dog.
Okay. This is very
2, and I'm also going to lay the points with Indiana State in the NIT final. So
no,
I have
we're not talking about
3
that
locks.
game.
And a dog.
Let's go. Is there a line out on that?
No.
I'll double check that.
Yeah,
I think so though. I think so. I have so many picks. Yeah.
And also we haven't talked about Underdog Fantasy, of course. Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN. They already have fantasy projections available for the Final Four. We've been on a bit of a heater here. I think we each give out a little 2-player entry that we both like. Kramer, do you want to start things out?
This is so easy. I don't know what I'm missing. I'm just going to 1 game. Give me Zach Edey over points, rebounds, assists, or sorry, higher points, rebounds, and assists.
I was gonna tail if
41.5.
41.5. Why are you saying that's high?
Woo.
Are you saying that's high?
No.
Okay, last game he had 40 points, he had 16 rebounds, and he had 1 assist. I think that goes higher than that projection. Before that, he had 27 points, 14 rebounds, 1 assist. Oh, even
nope.
man. What do you mean no?
Isn't that 41? What is that?
No, that's 42. That's
Colby. Is Kramer a Delta Chi? What sorority is he in? The way he's sucking off Zach Edey over here.
You know what? Because you're saying that,
Jake, get a Photoshop of Kramer's head going into the room with Zach Edey.
Throw it out. I'm just gonna go with his points. Spicy. Higher.
See, he got a little concerned. He started going through it.
Higher.
And he aborted mission. He aborted mission.
I was highlighting all the times he went high. And then I'm also going to take, because he's very much an under the rim player, and Zach Edey is above the rim. You see, he cut down the net without getting on a ladder.
That's funny.
I mean, imagine being that tall, Sean. DJ Burns lower than 11.5 points. Spicy. like that's a stupid. That wouldn't be smart. Well, how much? 4 points against Marquette.
I'm believing in DJ Burns and Applebee's. Shout out to Applebee's, eating good in the neighborhood, and he's gonna be eating good. Higher 14.5 points for DJ Burns. Let DJ Burns on the 1 and 2s. The 1 is Applebee's riblets. The 2 is their tangy onion rings.
You just guaranteed he's gonna have 12 or 13 points.
No, dude, he consists. That soft touch is how you beat Purdue. Mark Sears lower 20.5 points. The 3 ball will not be there. He went 7 of 14 from the 3 ball last game. That's not going to be available against UConn. Dan Hurley is going to drill the shit out of this UConn Husky team. Close out,
Alabama
close
team.
out.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, drill them in practice?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Hurley is the coach of UConn. He's going to drill his team in practice.
Wow.
Which Hurley?
No. Who's on first? Sean's gonna come across this table.
Unplug his mic. First, you say like, "Oh, Sean," you explain Jack Gohlke's great joke. It reminded me of the time when I was trying to.
I didn't know.
I was trying. That
was not at you. That was at Jack. I was talking to Jack there.
Yeah, but Jack's a fan of the program.
I know. Maybe he forgot that.
He's sitting in front of Eagle stuff.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't deduce that. All right.
What do you think? He's an idiot?
No.
Come on.
Jack's
it reminds me of the time I was trying to enjoy the last couple of minutes of my losing Drake bet, and Colby's like, well, "That's actually really good for Washington State. They have a kid who's like about to die from cancer." Thanks, Colby. So I'm praying to God to make the cancer kid lose.
That's why you keep me here. All right, I'm gonna keep you humbled. And so wait, what else you throwing into that? Did you have 2?
I did.
Okay.
Mark Sears lower 20.5 points. DJ Burns higher 14.5 points. I'm willing to tail Colby's if he does 1 lower and 1 higher. Our winning formula.
All right. Everything is higher here. All right. Everything.
What do you got?
Hold on. What, Sean? I feel like I should do one with all of ours. Oh no, I can't because we opposed each other.
Yes.
Never mind.
DJ Burns will have more than 3 assists.
Ooh.
Higher?
Okay.
Yes.
Higher 3 assists. All right, I'm on board.
Casey Morsel. There's a great. Go back and look.
Casey Tasty Morsel.
Yes. He every time he has a bad game, he bounces back with a strong game for the most part. He only scored I think 8 points the other night. I think I went back and for the most part, I think every other time he scored single digits, the next game he's had a big game. I'm going to take higher than 10.5 points for Casey Morsel.
Okay. Now, since they're both on the same team, you need one.
Yeah,
other.
I got 3. Mason Gillis, the veteran,
Whoa.
higher than 6 points. This guy's he's been in college for 35 years at Purdue. Stayed the course. He's waited for this moment.
All right, I'm gonna play it, but it's not gonna hit.
Let's go.
You can't have 3 hires, Colby. We have a formula here. All right, I'll play it. UnderdogFantasy.com.
I got some lowers if you want to lower too.
Yes.
I mean,
get rid of Mason. Give me a lower.
No. Keep Mason.
All right.
Let's get rid of Morsel then. Out
Get
of the
rid of
3,
Morsel?
that's the one I feel.
Okay, then where's your lower? I need a lower.
My lower will be, let's go. You know, Tristan Newton made a mistake leaving East Carolina.
Okay.
Lower than 16.5 points. It's a big moment. He's just gonna go
Say
squander
no more.
that.
You had me at lower.
Yeah.
UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
So I was putting my positions out on cut. So I'm officially out there. I'm exposed. I've offered up a nice plus 400 Purdue money line, and I just grabbed. I moved the number in the UConn game. I laid 12. So if someone wants to take 12,
catch us in the streets over on Cut. And again, if you can beat us on Cut, $100 SGPN gift card. Make sure you subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Check out the Lady Final Four podcast. They got a special women's college basketball preview coming.
Can I talk about NC State plus 1,800 to score the most points in the Final Four?
Woo.
What?
Yeah,
I like that.
Get on over there.
I mean, because if we like the money
Purdue?
line at plus 340.
But look, UConn plays. UConn doesn't let anyone score like in the 60s.
No,
right? So if UConn even wins by 10, you're talking about 70 points, right?
Yep.
Then can NC State win the game, and would they score more than 70? I think that if they win the game, they have to score more than 70.
No, if you like NC State on the money line, which I do, sense. I think you have to also play them. Is that available on Cut?
You were just there.
No, I do not see it on Cut. I did see that Indiana State laying 1.5 against Seton Hall.
There's a lot of great props out there.
Are we taking Indiana State?
What was that number? What was the Indiana State number?
1.5. It's
we are all over.
Let's see.
Milk Chamberlain.
Milk Chamberlain's pretty good. Yeah, I'm seeing 1.5 on Cut right now.
All right. I'm getting down on that.
Hey, add that to the best. When is that final? Is that like Sunday?
No, I think it's I think Thursday. I think it might be. I was going to say. I thought it was Friday or Thursday.
I know, Paul. It's Thursday, and I just got down on the money lines. Only -109. Shout out to you, Cuts, and shout out to you, Colby. Shout out to Jack Gohlke, new friend of the program.
Oh yeah,
and said he was a listener and a fan. Appreciate that, Jack. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Toss us a nice rating review. You never know when the gift card fairy might sprinkle in a little a gift card action to you. Shout out to Matt Austin. Email us your address so I can get your diploma mailed out and get you your cap and gown, aka a hat and T-shirt.
You know, Bronny James is in the portal. Where do you think he's going to take his talents to?
Oregon.
What? He's going pro, right?
South Beach, right?
No.
Where's Dad?
Larinaga.
I mean, come on. Like what? Bronny. The problem is
it's Duquesne. It's Duquesne.
Just so everyone knows, like the kid that's next is way better. So he's dealing with that kind of life. By the way, NC State to win both the men's and women's championship. You can find out there 400 to 1.
They're not saying baseball though. They're not saying baseball.
No.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean. Second the money green. He's Ryan.
Zach Edey over 10.5 free throw attempts versus NC State. Lock it up.
Kramer, let it ride.